with the stage 3 turbo. That brought us up to a... Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Southdown Garage. My name is Kurt, and today we're taking the Passat to the dyno. We have to first start off with a baseline so we know what power it made before we put the turbo on. So let's go do that right now. What did we make? Overall, we started with a 0.5 Eco-Tune on this Passat, which netted us 126 horsepower and 218 foot-pounds of torque. Pretty abysmal power, wouldn't you say? For a stage 0.5 with delete, kinda disappointing. That's what John felt too. Don't worry, you're not alone. Keep in mind, these are not dyno jet numbers, so no, nothing is wrong with his Passat that we know of. These are Mustang dyno numbers. They are uncorrected numbers, not dyno jet, not inflated. So these numbers are telling you exactly what power this thing made before and what power afterwards. And if you're concerned about the dyno jet number, you know what? They're starving children in Africa. I got everything working. We got the codes clear. We finally figured out what was the issue. We had a plug that wasn't connected. All good now. No more check engine lights. Everything is great. Back out of my driveway. First second, man, this thing is building boost. And pop! No turny. No turny. No boost. So we need to find out what caused that pop. And we need to find out if the turbo's okay. All right, fire it up. So we have the drain out for the turbo. We took that off. There's another piece up top. Well, I'm just going to show you here. Hopefully you can see it. This is our high pressure line, and up here the drain is right there off the turbo. We just put a normal hose on it so you can sort of see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get something a little taller so I can hold this, and we're gonna run it so we can see if we've got oil coming out, and then you guys can witness the glory or the catastrophic failure, whichever one comes first. Fire in the hole!
Okay, so if I hear panic screams, I know that's time to turn it off?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, stop. So it does drain oil out of there.
That's good.
That's good. There's also exhaust smoke that comes out of there.
That's not good.
That's not good news. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna lower the car down and we're gonna start pulling the turbo out. Because apparently it gets oil. We got the turbo out. It's not good news. We've got some oil here. We have this little tip here of the impeller stud broke. Very nice. And then it went ting 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 ting. So now we get to look and see if there's any metal shards. Thankfully, when we pulled this engine off, or pulled this turbo off, it was just sitting right in the inlet, and we waited till we got it on the bench before we took this out so we could just pull it off. But I mean, you got oil on the charge side, we got oil on the number 2 port. Hopefully that's not from this failing, because it came to an abrupt end. So what we're doing is we're packing it up, we're gonna send it back, and then I wrote a little memo for these guys so they know what was done to it. So yeah, not ideal. It's probably gonna be a month before I get this back because it has to go through their process. I totally get it, they have a process in place. It's just kind of disappointing for me because my buddy, it's his car, right? So, I mean, now it's broken and it ain't running. And it might be worse because this failed. So, you know, aren't cars fun, right, Dan? We're going to put another turbo on. We're all gonna open this up together and I'm gonna hang my sweater up and grab another sweater and put my slippers on. And we're gonna talk all about how lovely it is to have friends. I just want to say right now, Performance TDI, you really like tape. I mean, I don't even know where the box starts and where the box ends. All it is tape. Not complaining, I'm just saying. Is this a lip? Oh, I think that's it. I don't know what, where is up? This is unboxing number 2 of a Stage 3 Turbo. Somewhere in here is a Stage 3 Turbo. There we are. Hello, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. I'm gonna put those packing things downstairs because I'm gonna need it for my shipping business, which I'm not promoting in this video, by the way. So right off the bat, there's a significant difference from, oh, that spins way better. That spins. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start shoving this back in the engine compartment, and it's really simple because we don't have the muffler off the turbo. So as you see, with the turbo, there is a slight difference. This is the original piece. It's no longer present. It's replaced with this little piece. Does not have a sensor. You just have to remember that when you put it back together. Don't hook it up to the other car or you're just gonna get no boost. So basically, this is gonna go in place here. There we go, it's clicked in place. And then you just slide it in. Apparently I'm not gonna clean that out. Why would I? Who cares? So that's together. Now we can go ahead and we can slide it into the car and start hooking things up again. I have to remember, I think this is the, yeah, this is the new piece. So this replaces the factory piece, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I just want to say thank you to my buddy Randy for making a block-off plate for me after I lost the other one. Now I can continue on putting everything back together, and we can finally get this thing to a point where we can hopefully get it running today and start moving in the right directions. We have to pull this piece off here, bolt it on the back, and then install the turbocharger, then install the drain, and we can finally get to a place where we're going in the right direction. So when you have a setback, lean on your friends, lean on the people that can help you, because good friends are people that are there for you anytime you need them. So I want to really thank my buddy Randy for saving my bacon. What do you guys think? It looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? Nice little SG logo that he cut out of his plasma table. Phenomenal work, Randy. Thanks so much. Now let's button this thing together, and I gotta find the bolts. As you remember in the last video, we had to modify this drain pipe to fit. So I don't know how we're gonna put this in here. With that other hose. Now, do I just slide that in, or what do we do here? Are you gonna go on? Oh, it is. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay. So, all right, that worked okay. Sure. I had some issues putting these nuts on last time. Yeah. I know you're gonna get in the comments. You're like, oh, so funny. So I'm gonna try a different method today. And I'm going to use the extension. Sure. gonna drop it on the ground is what I'm gonna do. Well, just in case you're wondering how to string this in here, the easiest way to do it is to pull this oil line out and then to sit here on the back and try to feed it into place, and then move this oil line so you can do it. But like, this is really annoying. Nope, don't fall, don't fall. Key tip for you guys: unbolt this line from down at the bottom and then loop it around like what I did, and then that way you can not fight this thing for like ever, and you can actually get closer to having this bleeding thing back together sooner. I'm gonna go put this car up in the air. I'm gonna put the bottom one on because that's equally as fun. Not as bad, but equally as fun. See if it go kaboom. Well, it didn't go boom this time. I'm literally not taking any chances with this thing. Everything is going to be on camera. Come on. There's no huge puddles of oil under there, that's good. But I can't take any chances. I'm going to go to my buddy's place to drop something off, and I'm going to hope this thing doesn't blow up before I hit there. It shouldn't. I've left it running for quite a while this time. Did the whole cranky start over a few times. We just drove down my block. No kabooey. I'm really scared to punch this thing, I'll be honest. I'm just rolling in my buddy's place here. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. I don't see that much smoke behind me, so this is a good sign. Alright, I will drop off my buddy's things and then I'm gonna go for a rip. Okay, she rips. Someone's like, whoa, that guy's flying. Yes, I am. I'm definitely only doing 50 kilometers an hour, but this thing hauls now. Wow. Good grief. What a different car. Just so scared to drive this thing hard. Oh yeah. Woo! Hercules, Hercules. Well, John, I think your car is finally done. Please refuel. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna refuel, okay? We're back at Post Haste Performance with the Passat. We're getting ready to do the dyno pulls. I think what we're gonna see today is actually the limit of the factory intake and the factory exhaust from the downpipe back. But unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. So for today, we're just going to remove the air filter potentially because it's probably gonna smoke like a chimney while it's trying to get up to boost, which is because we don't have enough boost because we don't have an aftermarket air filter system. So in this case, this is where I would recommend that you put in a aftermarket intake and an aftermarket exhaust so that all the back pressure is gone and you have a ton of air flowing to that turbo because it won't spool if it doesn't have air. foot-pounds of torque, 180 horsepower. So John should be putting in an aftermarket air filter system to get more power, because at 274 foot-pounds before, we're at 279, 173 horsepower, 180 horsepower, backed up by these two runs right here. So this is where you would gain a benefit from having a aftermarket air filter system in your car. I mean, we could always try using a cleaner air filter and start from there. Well, as you know, for me, I hate putting parts on vehicles that don't do anything. And one of the things I usually go on about incessantly is the fact that these air filters on a stock vehicle are really good. They were. This one, it lost its 8 horsepower, so it's fair to say that this is not going to work anymore. So let's, without further ado, open up this filter and hopefully it fits. Going with the K&N filter may not get us the 8 horsepower that we're looking for, but it's going to cut our horsepower at least in half and get us more horsepower from the turbocharger that's requiring more airflow, essentially. We don't really want to create a bottleneck. Bottlenecks create fuel increase, which creates black smoke. If all you're caring about is black smoke, then just forget everything I ever said. But as it stands now, we will gain at least 4 horsepower with this filter and net us some of that power back as we throw this out. Now granted, this is not in bad shape, so that is telling us that it's our restriction. Well everyone, that's the end of this video. What did we make? Overall, we started with a 0.5 EcoTune on this Passat, which netted us 126 horsepower and 218 foot-pounds of torque. With the stage 3 turbo, that brought us up to 180 horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque. And that was without the air filter, as it was significantly lowered, about 8 horsepower, 8 foot-pounds of torque, lower than what we got with no filter. So which tells us that our filter is a restriction. So what did we do? We added the K&N drop-in filter to net us that extra power and to gain back, obviously, the horsepower. Now granted, in this case, this is where you would want to install an aftermarket cold air intake system that would be able to use the power that you've made. Also to note, this is not a stage 3 performance tune. It is a stage 3 eco tune. I want you guys to understand there's nothing wrong with the vehicle. It just had a timing belt done, had the water pump done, all that stuff is done. This thing is in tip-top shape. It's had a transmission service, it's had an engine tune and a transmission tune. It is dialed. So if you're gonna get in the comments and start smashing the keyboard, understand this is an eco tune stage 3, not a stage 3 power tune. If we want that, we have to go to a bigger intake and a full exhaust system, not just the downpipe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to help us out, grab some merch from our merch store, and we will see you on another episode of South Down Garage. Bye for now.